And now joining me on WION Newsroom, Kanishka Sarkar will break down the big business stories shaping your money and the economy. Nikita Singh will get us all the updates from the world of technology. And Atira Sasidharan will take us through all the action from the world of sports. We begin with Kanishka for the market updates.
Well, right. Thank you, Deeksha. Markets are turning cautious today. Asian stocks, they slipped as investors weighed the durability of the US-brokered Iran peace deal. While India is watching two critical developments very closely today, the reopening of Hormuz and a near-final trade agreement with Washington. Let's start with the markets first. Now, Asian markets, they are trading lower despite Wall Street's overnight gains. Japan's Nikkei fell more than 0.5%. South Korea's Kospi slipped 1.5%, whereas Australian stocks, they also lost more than 1%. Investors are questioning whether the US-Iran peace agreement will hold going forward. US Vice President J.D. Vance said that Iran will only receive economic relief if it is fully compliant with the deal, while Tehran also described the agreement as conditional. The uncertainty is keeping that risk appetite in check, even as hopes of lower oil prices support the broader market sentiment. Meanwhile, for India, the peace deal is primarily about energy security. Before the conflict, nearly half of India's crude oil imports and about 90% of imported gas passed through the Strait of Hormuz. The disruption triggered fuel inflation, LPG shortages, and pressure on the rupee. Now, relief appears to be on the way, with dozens of LPG tankers heading toward Indian ports. But analysts warn that consumers shouldn't expect an immediate drop in petrol or cooking prices. Shipping congestion, mine clearance operations, and insurance concerns, they mean full normalization could still take a few months. On the other hand, India and the United States are entering the final stretch of their interim trade deal. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri says negotiations are in their final stages, while US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer arrives in New Delhi next week to give the framework its finishing touches. The agreement has already helped slash effective US tariffs on Indian exports from 50% to 18%. A final deal boost could boost the export growth, support the rupee, and attract fresh foreign investment. But unresolved US Section 301 investigations, they remain the biggest hurdle before both sides can officially cross the finish line. So from markets and oil to trade, the success of the Iran peace deal could shape India's inflation outlook, investment flows, and economic momentum in the months to come. And that is it from business. For tech updates, let's now go to Nikita.
Thanks so much, Kanishka. First up, Apple has agreed to allow developers in Brazil to use alternative app stores and payment systems outside its own platform. The change comes after Apple settled a dispute with Brazil's antitrust watchdog case that began in 2022. Now, under the new rules, developers can offer other payment options inside iOS apps and direct users to external websites for transactions. Apple said it will add safety measures including app checks, approval requirements for alternative marketplaces, and protection for younger users. Next up, California regulators have asked a U.S. court and the Federal Communications Commission to reject AT&T's plan to stop offering traditional copper line phone services to new customers. The California Public Utilities Commission said AT&T is trying to avoid its responsibility to provide basic phone services, especially for customers who still rely on the older network. AT&T argues that the century-old copper network now serves only a small number of households and costs about $1 billion a year to maintain. Now, the company wants to phase out the service in parts of California by 2027 and replace it with newer technologies such as internet-based and wireless services. And lastly, Waymo has issued a recall for nearly 4,000 robotaxis after some of its self-driving vehicles entered highway construction zones that were close to traffic. The company said it identified 13 incidents in Phoenix and San Francisco where its robotaxis failed to properly recognize road closures and construction areas. Waymo suspended all highway operations on May 19th and is now developing a software fix to address the issue. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now, my colleague Athra would be taking you through some sports updates across the globe. Over to you, Athra.
Thank you so much, Nikita. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is underway, and co-host Mexico have become the first nation to qualify for the knockout stage of the tournament. They secured spot after 1-0 win over South Korea. The victory moved Mexico on to 6 points from 2 matches and secured the top spot in Group A. The first half at the Guadalajara Stadium ended goalless, but Luis Ramos scored shortly after the break following a goalkeeping error to send Mexico through with a game to spare. Despite the defeat, South Korea remained well placed to advance after their opening win over Czech Republic. They will qualify for the knockout stage if they beat South Africa on Wednesday. Canada has also secured their first World Cup win against Qatar. Co-host Canada had lost 6 of their previous matches played in the World Cup. That was in 1986 and 2022, and drawn their first game in this edition. But they dominated Qatar and won the match 6-0 with Juventus striker Jonathan David scoring a hat-trick. But their win was overshadowed by Ismail Kone's serious-looking injury that left Canada manager and his teammates emotional and in tears. Canada now only need 1 point against Switzerland to finish top of Group B. Lastly, the family of Lionel Messi has confirmed that the Argentina star's father is experiencing a health issue. However, they did not specify the nature of the health issue. Speculations about the health of Jorge intensified after Lionel wiped tears from his shirt after scoring Argentina's first goal against Algeria, later explaining that the tears stemmed from matters outside of football. The family of Lionel Messi issued a statement through his media office after reports of Jorge Messi's death circulated in Argentina. They condemned the rumors, calling for respect, privacy, and an end to irresponsible speculation about a private family matter. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Diksha.
Thank you so much, Atira, Kanishka and Nikita for getting us all those updates from the world of sports, tech and business.